Hi, Abel. Good evening.
Good evening.
All right. Is your book already open?
Yes.
Okay. Are you now ready for the class?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So, we stopped on.
Reading.
Yes, on the reading part. One moment. Okay. So, number 10, please read with your answers or your answer, and I will check.
Okay. The stockbroker recommended investing some money more aggressive.
The correct answer is aggressively.
Aggressive.
Yes. The stock broker recommended investing some money. Okay. The stockbroker recommended investing some money more aggressively. Now, um, aggressively referring to the stock broker. Okay.
Mm, okay.
All right. So aggressively, it is referring to the stockbroker. So when you say aggressively, okay, when you say aggressively, it's actually behaving in an angry or in a violent way towards another person. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So number 11.
All employees are encouraged to commit a percentage of their earnings to a retirement fund.
Okay. Very good. And number 12, Abel.
Because he had made such conservative investments, he lost very little money when the stock market went down.
Okay. And then number 13.
After months of study and research, the investor decided to put his money into new facilities and materials.
Okay. Number 14.
A good financial analyst will advise investors on strategies that will generate higher returns.
Okay. Number 15.
Is it wise to consider finding a new project when we haven't even seen the returns from the last one?
Okay, very good. And also, let us continue. Just put a check mark. Okay, so let us now continue the text completion. Alright, so kindly read with your answers.
Okay. Many people try to save money by acting as their own investment advisors. This is not usually considered to be a wise choice. In the long term, it can actually end up costing the investor more money because of poor investment decisions. A professional investment advisor understands investment options more thoroughly than a layperson even layperson ever could. A good investment advisor becomes familiar with her client's attitudes toward investing and gives advice accordingly. The advisor makes certain recommendations to clients who are conservative investors and makes different recommendations to clients who prefer to invest more aggressively. The best way to create a strong investment portfolio that matches your needs and preferred investing strategy is to work with a professional investment advisor.
Okay, you say preferred.
Preferred.
Very good. Do you have questions before we proceed to reading comprehension?
No.
Okay. So, for reading comprehension, kindly read it first.
Okay. I wondered if you would give me the name of your investment advisor. My business is doing very well this year. In fact, I am now making a lot more money than I did when I had a job with a salary. I would prefer to invest my profits in the stock market as PM sure. I would
As I
I
am sure.
I am sure I would earn more money that way than just letting it earn interest in a bank account. Of course, I want to invest wisely, so I am looking for professional advice. You know, I tend to have a conservative attitude toward money, and I hope your advisor can help me make some safe investments. Please get back to me soon as I'd like to get started on this before the end of the month. I will be happy to help you out. As a matter of fact, I just talked with my investment advisor this morning, and she mentioned that she is looking for more clients. Her name is Susanna Oliveros. I have been working with her for several years and have always been satisfied. I have gotten good returns on the investments I have made with her. I will call you this afternoon and we can discuss all the details then. I will also give you her phone number so you can call her tomorrow. I know you will like her.
Okay. So, why did Peter write the message?
He needs some investment advice.
Okay, very good. And why does Peter have extra money to invest?
He made money in the stock market last year.
Okay, we'll see. So the question is, why does Peter have extra money to invest? And your answer is
See,
He made money in stock market last year. But the correct answer is letter C. His business is very profitable. Okay.
Mm, mm, mm.
So why does Peter have extra money to invest?
Okay.
Okay. And when will Amelia call Peter?
This afternoon.
Okay, very good. And the word wisely in line 8 for the first email is closest in meaning to.
Smartly.
Very good. And the word returns in line 6 of the second email is closest in meaning to.
Gives back.
Profits.
Profits.
The word return. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Do you have questions before we open Unit 24?
No.
Okay. Kindly open the book for Unit 24. Able.
Okay.
So it's all about taxes. All right. Kindly read the word in bank.
Okay. Calculation. Deadline. Fire. Fill out. Give up. Joint. Own. Penalty. Preparation. Refund. Spouse. Withhold.
Okay. So kindly read all of this.
Calculation. Noun. Computation. As estimate. It took my accountant some time to complete the calculations on my income tax. According to my calculations, I'll owe less money on my income taxes this year. Deadline. Now, a time by which something must be finished. The deadline for paying this year's taxes is just 2 weeks away. My best work is done with strict deadlines. Fire. Verb. To enter into public record. If you file your taxes late, you will have to pay a fine. If you believe the tax preparer gave you incorrect information, you should file a complaint with her boss.
You say preparer.
Prepare.
Preparer.
Oh, preparer.
Very good.
Fill out. Verb. To complete. I usually ask someone to help me fill out my tax form. Don't forget to sign the tax form after you have filled it out. Give up. Verb. To quit. To stop. Bruce gave up trying to prepare his tax return himself and now hires an accountant to do it. Miss Gomez is so optimistic,
Mm,
optimistic
okay.
that she never gives up. Joint, adjective, together, shared. We opened a joint bank account 5 years ago. The couple no longer files joint tax returns. Own, verb, to have a debt, to be obligated to pay. People are often surprised to discover that they owe more money in income taxes at the end of the year. As the business grew, the owner paid back loans and owed less money. Penalty, now, a punishment, a consequence. Anyone who pays less than they should in taxes will face a penalty. Penalties are imposed to discourage underpayment of taxes by adding a percentage to the taxes you already owe. Preparation, now, the act of making something ready. Income tax preparation can take a long time. It is important to do some preparation on your own before hiring an accountant to work on your tax form. Refund, now, the amount paid back. Verb, to give back. With the tax refund, we bought 2 plane tickets. The government will refund any money that you overpaid. Spouse, now, a husband or wife. You can claim your spouse as a dependent on your tax return if her or she doesn't earn an income. My spouse prepares the tax return for both of
You
us.
say spouse.
Spouse,
Okay.
withhold. Verb, to keep from, to refrain from. My employer withholds money from which payback to apply toward my income taxes. Do not withhold any information from your accountant or he will not be able to prepare your tax form correctly.
Okay. So for the word in context, would you like to review your answers just to make sure?
Okay?
Okay. So tell me when you're done.
I'm finished.
Okay. So kindly read with your answers, okay?
Okay. Every year, my wife gathers all of our pay stubs and expense reports and prepares to fill out our tax forms. She tries to finish them in March, well before the April 5th deadline. It's a time-consuming process. There are receipts to find, records to organize, and forms to fill out. When we first got married, we filed separate returns, but now she marks me as her spouse and files the joint return. It saves us money and saves me time. My wife is very proud of her accuracy. The government has never sent the forms back with corrections. For several years now, we have received a refund, but this year she calculate the numbers over and over again and found we had not paid enough taxes throughout the year. She didn't want to owe any money. Finally, she gave up and sent it our check. Actually, it was my fault. I had changed jobs and didn't ask my employer to withhold enough money from my paychecks. I'm just glad we found and corrected the mistake before we got penalized.
Okay, one moment.
Mm.
Because as at the same time I'm listening, if you have mispronounced words, so it takes time for me to write a check. And good that you don't have mispronounced words on this part.
Yes.
So let us now proceed to word family. So read all of this and I will listen.
Okay. Calculate. Verb. The young man tries to calculate his expenses every month. Calculation. Now, the calculation is no more difficult than high school math. Calculator. Now, in order to avoid making addition and subtraction errors, I suggest you use a calculator. File. Verb. Don't wait until the last minute to file your taxes. File now. I keep all my tax information in one file. Joint. Adjective. My husband and I filed a joint tax return. Jointly. Adverb. Even though you are separated right now, you will save money if you and your wife file your taxes jointly. Penalize. Verb. The government will penalize taxpayers who try to evade paying their fair share of taxes. Penalty. Now, for every dollar you owe in overdue taxes, a 10% penalty is imposed. Panel. Adjective. Tax evasion is a pattern of offense. Prepare. Verb. Most people wait until the last minute to prepare their tax returns. Preparation. Now, if you are organized, Income tax preparation takes only a few hours. Preparatory adjective. The preparatory work for doing my taxes is more time consuming than filling out the forms. Refund verb. The government should refund your overpaid taxes within a few weeks
Filing.
of filing your tax return. Refund now. If you have overpaid your income taxes, you will get a refund at the end of the year. Refundable adjective. Sales tax that tourists pay in a foreign country may be refundable when they leave the country.
Okay, so would you like to review your answers while I will be pasting the script.
Okay,
So let me just paste all the script. Okay.
okay,
So one moment. Let me just copy. Okay. So look at the pictures and sorry, and listen to the sentences. So what's your answer for number one?
D. She's calculating the total.
Very good. And part two. So question and response. So listen to the questions and three responses. Question number two. How much do I love?
A. About $125.
Okay, so let's see. I mean, oh, how much do I owe? So the answer is letter A. And question number three. What do I have to file in my income taxes?
C. The deadline is April 5th.
Very good. So let us move to part three conversation. Who usually prepares the man's taxes?
His wife.
Okay. Oh, When did the man file his taxes last year?
Mm, 2 months after the deadline.
All right. And what is the penalty for missing the deadline?
10%.
Okay. So, part 4, talk. Listen to the talk, then read each question and choose the best answer. Who is the speaker?
Mm, the tax preparer.
Okay. And when can the refund check be expected?
In 18 weeks.
We'll see. So you will be getting a refund check for $460 and you can expect to receive it in 8 to 10 weeks. Okay? So in 10 weeks at the latest. It's not 18 but 8 to 10 weeks. Okay?
Okay.
All right. So what does the speaker offer to do?
Mm, calculate the amount to withhold from the paycheck.
Okay. Very good. And one moment, Abel.
Okay.
So for reading part, kindly read with your answer.
According to my calculations, we owe a lot of money in taxes this year.
Okay. And number 11.
Those files on my desk contain all the information we'll need of preparing our taxes.
Okay. Number 12.
It is usually advantageous for
Ad-
sponsors.
advantages.
Advantageous.
Choose.
Juice.
Advantageous.
Uh, advantageous
Okay.
for spouses to file their income taxes jointly.
Okay. And 13.
We didn't know we had to claim the interest from our savings account and were penalized for the error.
Okay. Okay. Kindly read number 14 with your answer.
The preparation of the forms took much less time than we expected.
Very good. And number 15.
I didn't overpay my taxes this year, so I didn't get a refund.
Okay, very good. So for text completion, choose the word or phrase that best completes the sentence. Okay, so you may oh you may start now.
Um, we take away the head tax of tax time. Preparing your own taxes can be frustrating and often leads to costly errors in calculations. Are you ready to give up trying to fill out your tax forms on your own? Smith and Johnson tax preparation can help you. You, you, pe- mm, you people who oh, people who use professional tax preparers get larger refunds and avoid penalties for underpayment and missed deadlines. Make tax time easier. Call us today. You owe it to yourself. Okay. But I have a question on question 16.
Okay.
Why is preparing?
Preparing your own taxes can be frustrating. So when you are preparing about something, okay, it can be frustrating, it can be tiring, okay? So it's a verb.
It's a verb.
Preparing is a verb, taxes is the noun. All right?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have more questions?
But I think prepare is a verb. Why need to use preparing?
Preparing. Okay. Let me when you say prepare, it's to make or get something or someone ready for something that will happen in the future. Okay?
Okay.
So when you say preparing able, it's actually um, it's a gerund, okay, or present participle of prepare. So when you say the right word or the right verb for this is gerund, a verb with gerund form. Okay, so preparing your own taxes can be frustrating because when you say prepare your own taxes, can be frustrating. How can it's grammatically incorrect?
Oh, okay.
Okay,
Okay.
you have more questions?
No.
Okay. So, do you know when to use a gerund? So, a gerund is a word ending in ing, okay, that is made up from a verb and used like a noun, okay?
Okay.
All right. So, let us proceed to reading comprehension. Read this one first.
Mm, Dear Mr. M. Shaw, enclosed are your completed tax forms, which I have prepared for you at your request. I am sorry to report that you will not receive the 500 refund that you expected. Instead, my calculations show that you owe $450 in taxes. as well as an additional penalty of $45 for underpayment of taxes. The reason for this is that you and your spouse have chosen not to file your taxes jointly this year. You may want to reconsider this for the future since, as you can see, it is more costly for married couples to file separately. If you and your spouse wish to continue to file separately, you may want to ask your employers to withhold a greater amount from your paycheck so that you don't end up owing money again next year. This will this will be even more important if you get the salary increase that you have been hoping for. Write out a check for the taxes that you still owe and the penalty and mail it together with your tax forms before the April 15 deadline. Please let me know if I can be of any further assistance. Sincerely.
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 Okay, you say greater.
Greater.
Check.
Check.
Okay. Sincerely.
Sincerely.
So, sincerely.
Sincerely.
So, who wrote the letter?
A tax preparator. Preparer.
Very good. What is the total amount that Mr. Earnshaw owes?
$495.
Very good. And what does Ms. O'Hara recommend Mr. Earnshaw to improve his tax situation?
Withhold more from his checks.
Okay. So the word jointly in line 4 is closest in meaning to.
Together.
Okay. The word deadline in line 9 is closest in meaning to.
Due date.
Okay. Very good. Do you have questions, Abel?
No.
Okay. So let us open Unit 25. One moment. Okay. So Unit 25, it's all about financial statements. Okay. So kindly read the word in bank.
Okay. Desire. Detail. Forecast. Level. Overall. Perspective. Project. Realistic.
Realistic.
Realistic. Target. Translation. Typically. Year.
Typically.
Typically. Yield.
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 Okay. So kindly read.
Desire. Verb. to wish for. We desire to have our own home. He desires to retire when he becomes 40. Detail verb to report or relate mean, minutely or in particulars. The office manager detailed each step of the inventory process at the staff meeting. Fabio created a financial statement that detailed every expected expend,
Expenditure.
expenditure for the next quarter.
Can you say step?
Step
Detailed.
detailed.
Okay.
Forecast now. A prediction of a future event. Verb to estimate or calculate in advance. The financial forecast indicates a deficit in
Deficit.
deficit in the next quarter. Analysts forecast a strong economic outlook.
You say analysts.
Or analysts
Okay.
label now
Level.
level
Okay.
now a relative position or rank on a scale. We have never had an accountant work at such a sophisticated level before. The meeting was only open to staff at the assistant director level or higher.
You say staff.
Staff. Overall, adjective. Regarded as a while.
A whole.
Or a whole. The company's overall expectations were out of proportion.
Proportion.
Proportion. Overall, our costs are running true to prediction. Perspective. Now, a mental view or outlook. The budget statement will give the manager some perspective on where the costs of running the business are to be found. Joseph's accountant gave him some perspective as well as some data how much he could expect to earn in his first year in business. Project to estimate or predict. We need to project our earnings and expenses in order to plan next year's budget. The director projects that the company will need to hire 10 new employees this year. Realistic, realistic, adjective, adjective, tending to or expressing an awareness of things as they really are. Stefano found that an accurate accounting gave him a realistic idea of his business's financial direction. Realistic expectations are important when you review your financial statements. Target verb to establish as a goal. Now, a goal. We targeted March as the deadline for completing the financial statement. Most managers target desired income as the primary criteria for success. Translation. Now, the act or process of translating. The translation of the statement from Japanese into English was very helpful.
Japanese.
Japanese. The accountant was able to provide a translation of the eco- economic terms used in the meeting.
Okay, you say one more time. Japanese.
Japanese.
Okay.
Typically, adverb acting in conformity to a type. Characteristically, office expenses typically include such things as salaries, rent, and office supplies.
Rent.
Rents. The director typically dom- uh,
Dominates.
dominates the staff meetings. Yield. Now, an amount produce. Verb to produce a profit. Henry's budget gave him the desired yield, a better indication of his expected profit. The company's investment yielded high returns.
Okay. So, for the word in context, you may proceed with answering. And we will check. Okay?
Okay?
Alright, Abel.
Okay?
Since we don't have enough time to finish this one, we will continue in our next class. Okay?
Okay?
Alright. So, do you have questions, Abel? Confusions before we end our class?
No?
Okay, so everything is clear to you now.
Yes.
Okay, very good. So, thank you so much, Abel, and you may have a very good night, okay?
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome, and thank you, Abel. Goodbye.
Goodbye.